there's something that's holding back almost every single person who's invested in XRP, crypto, Bitcoin, whatever it is, that is completely like delusional. And it's so frustrating for me because I work with people in investing. I help people build strategies and plans. I've got nothing to sell you here. That's not the point of this. But what I'm trying to say is that I see these patterns over and over and over again. And I think you'll agree with me that this particular one is so nonsensical that I hope it actually changes the way you view the world from now on. And I think it might. It's so simple as well. That often the best lessons are just very simple. As I get ready for golf here, when you get into crypto and you get into the XRP, right, you get blown away by the use case of the asset. So you get so excited. I mean, this was me as well, like getting so excited about the potential of XRP and how much of the world it can affect, and then you start to get convinced that XRP is the destination, when in reality, if you ask yourself, how did I get into crypto? Why did I get into investing in the first place? There was a destination that you were looking for. And that destination likely was, I want to extract value from this market. And as soon as I extract that value, I'm happy. Like I have now achieved what I came here to achieve. But somewhere along the way, we forget that. And it gets to a point where, instead of chasing that value extraction moment, what we end up doing is nothing, because we've convinced ourselves that the asset itself is the value. And I'm aware that XRP is going to have a very high value um, at some point. I don't know when it's going to be. I don't know how high it's going to go, but it's going to have a high value. But my question here is much like, let me give an example. So let's say you buy a membership to a gym, and the plan is to go to that gym. The whole purpose of you going to that gym is so that you can achieve a level of fitness afterwards. There is a value that you're extracting out of that environment. Okay. So the gym is the environment, and the outcome is why you're there. You're only there, you're only going to achieve the outcome by placing yourself in that environment. So the gym plays a very important role, but it's not the reason you go. You don't go to the gym because it's the gym, right? You go because the gym is a means by which you achieve the value that you want to extract from that environment. And so people get confused. Like you wouldn't marry the gym. You wouldn't get so caught up in the gym and the facilities that you're just like, that's you just love it. Otherwise, you just buy a membership and do nothing with it. If you just loved the gym. We do the same with crypto and XRP. By the way, best golf shoes. Love these golf shoes. Um, and so it's the same with XRP and the crypto space. People lose sight. They start to marry the crypto, the specific crypto, instead of realigning with the whole purpose, the reason they're in crypto in the first place, which is the value that they can extract from the asset. And so for me, and this might shock a load of you to hear, there's no importance to me. There's nothing in me that desires a $10,000 XRP, a $1,000 XRP. Even I'll say this quietly, I don't even care about a $50 XRP, because the value I have always wanted to extract from my investments would be would be achieved far earlier in the price movement. And so I don't need these big price points. And I'm sure that the big price points for you, you don't even need them. Even if you have a small portfolio, you don't need those massive price points to achieve what you believe would be have been success when you started investing. And so rather than marrying the XRP, realign yourself with the value you wanted to extract from this investment, from all this effort. Because otherwise you're in one of two situations. One situation is that you're waiting for an unknown amount of time. Bear in mind, time is limited and we all have not as much of it as we want. And you are waiting for a price that you don't know when is going to happen or how high it's going to go. The other option is you have targets based on kind of a freedom number that you've built yourself, that's aligned with the purpose of you. The reason you're in the market in the first place is to extract value from it. When you are presented with that option to extract the value, here is your moment. Those who are married to the XRP will do nothing to actually extract that value and achieve everything they wanted to achieve financially, but rather they will stay at the gym and not work out. They will not get the result from the environment that they're in. They just sit there and do nothing. It's very passive. So that frustrates me endlessly. I've never sat like this in my car, but here we are. Um, I want to get out of my chest. I see it happen all the time with people in my block flow course. Just like it, you've really got to shift that mentality, because that mentality is going to get you absolutely nowhere in crypto. It's the same with the gym and working out. You've got to you go for the outcome, not for the means by which you get the outcome, right? So let's realign ourselves with that. That's all. I'm going to go play golf.